Welcome back. Police are reporting 2 armed robberies happening here in the capital on Sunday. In the first incident, the victim was walking along Tyler Street off Boyd Road around 12:20 p.m. when a male and a female, both occupants of a black-colored Japanese vehicle, approached him. The male exited the vehicle, brandished a handgun, and robbed him of a cell phone before returning to his vehicle, making good his escape. Police are following significant leads into this matter. In the second incident, which occurred around 1:35 p.m. on Sunday, a lone gunman made an unsuccessful attempt to rob a woman of cash while she was seated in her vehicle in the parking lot of a shopping center located in the southwestern area of New Providence, just off Blue Hill Road. Police are seeking the culprits in both these incidents. Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, Lorraine Ambrister, says those security officers who have not been paid overtime will be paid as part of the midterm budget exercise taking place in January of 2024. She says education is working closely with the Ministry of Finance to ensure the issue is resolved.
The Ministry of Education has an overtime budget, and 3/4 of the overtime pay has been paid to security officers. They are entitled to what they have worked for. But I'm just making the point that the Ministry of Education has not in any way, not acted on what is required. It's just a matter of additional funding being required, and we appreciate all the efforts of our security officers. We have approached the Ministry of Finance, and we anticipate that funding will be provided as a part of the midterm budget exercise, which is commencing in January.
The Permanent Secretary noting that some of the public schools' security officers have been absent from work over the payment issues. The Chinese government donated $70,000 to the Disaster Reconstruction Authority, the DRA, last week in Marsh Harbor to support the ongoing construction of a hurricane shelter and community center on Abaco. Chinese ambassador to the Bahamas, Dai Ching Lee, made the contribution on behalf of the Chinese government, expressing that the government fully sympathizes with the suffering and difficulties faced by people living on Abaco. Minister of State Miles LaRota and DRA Board Chairman Alexander Storr accepted the donations on behalf of the Hurricane Dorian victims on Abaco. The DRA is spearheading the Abaco Hurricane Shelter and the community building project, which is on track to be completed by the end of 2024. This is actually the second donation by the Chinese government after making a $41,000 donation earlier in the year. And finally, on Friday, the Rotary of West Nassau donated a $500 Cisco voucher to the Children's Emergency Hostel. The business and operations manager at the Children's Home, Charlene Gibson, says they are grateful for all donations, big or small.
The Christmas season, we tend to have a lot of persons come on board and assist us with gifts for the children, and there are some persons who actually give us donations toward helping with the overhead and the utilities here. So under the circumstances right now, we are very grateful for the Rotary Club coming on board and assisting us by giving us this donation this morning.
Ms. Gibson says that the hostel is also open to children with disabilities. She says, unfortunately, after the holiday season, the hostel sees a decrease in donations, although they need assistance throughout the year.
For us, I can say yes, that is normally the case. We see an influx between Thanksgiving and the Christmas, and then it's a lull sometimes in January up until the Easter, then it starts again. Well, we have some restructuring going on with our board of directors. We're having some new members coming on with younger persons with new ideas and more initiatives to help with the hostel, getting the name out there and asking for assistance for the general public here in Nassau and also internationally. So you can look forward to some initiatives coming on stream in the new year.
For information on how you can help and donate, you can contact the Children's Emergency Hostel. That'll do it for your JCN Evening News. Once again, I'm Jarino Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.